Okay, ready and go. Come on. Also, I do not know why it is not coming up with my split times. Meh. If you want to know what my PB is, just do !NG plus PB. Oh shoot, I also don't know. I might have forgotten the routes. This is going to be a nice D-rust. I just love this game. It's so cute and charming. So the biggest thing with this speedrun is it's a lot of routing and a little bit of optimized movement when there is movement, as well as choosing the right options. Oh, also, I do not know how the game's sound is comparing to me. So please tell me if the game's a little bit quiet, Bamford. It's been months since I streamed this game. Sounds good? Perfect. So basically, there are a few differences between NG Plus and any%. In any%, you have to go through the tutorial, and you also have to deal with Mackenzie's reactions to all of the various items you collect. Each collection can lose you about 2 or 3 seconds, plus you can accidentally touch things in the environment that can also lose more time when you inspect them. In NG Plus, everything has been inspected for you already, so when you click on things accidentally, you don't inspect them and you don't lose that actual time. On top of that, there's no tutorial, you just get straight into the actual episodes themselves. But basically, this first case revolves entirely around Penelope's dreams being stolen. And we have to somehow find this dream thief. And usually you want to ask around to get as much info as possible. But really, what we try and do in the run is we try and target very specific talks, talking with certain characters, picking particular options. I wish I had my notes because I could say how much time each choice saves. But I think the difference from me just routing it, like routing and timing everything, saved about 30 minutes, which was hilarious. Like this, before you'd click all 3 options, now you just click the last one, because that's the only one you need to actually ask her about. After that, you can just exit and start the actual investigation. Like, please forgive me, at times I love this. I love the interesting sort of mechanics of the game, where different areas unlock only after certain interactions. Like right now, I'm going to talk to Beatrice right here. And the only reason I'm doing that is to unlock a location. Specifically, recent changes is the one thing I need to click. Hearing about Daisy, the new resident who lives right above Penelope, is enough for me to actually unlock the whole shopping plaza. And then she basically tells us that Detective Client privilege exists, and we try and abuse it later to no success. And you'd think we need to talk to Penelope, the victim, but all we actually need is to steal her pillow. Uh-oh. Oof. Okay, it was the shopping plaza next. Because I need to pick up the cake. And the mushroom cookies. Make a no! Oh no! That's bad. That's very bad. I was meant to click make a purchase. Yes, give me the cake. Okay, and now we go pester Daisy at her work. And it's actually hilarious. No matter what we say to her, she's gonna get really pissed off at us and kick us out of the store. But if we mention Penelope rather than asking about dreams, she cracks the shits with us straight away. Which is hilarious. Okay. So the reason we're collecting all these items is because our butler Cromwell is going to make an invention for us. And he needs 3 particular items. The pillow, the cake, and the flower that's hidden in our book right here. And then on top of that, I want to present the cake first. Because no matter what I present to him, he's going to go on the spiel about his invention. And then after that, he will give a particular spiel about each item I've just given him. And the one with the cake is by far the longest spiel to get. Damn it. I think the one with the cake loses you 10... Like him talking about the cake loses 10 seconds compared to the others. No? Okay, yeah. God, I'm so rusty. I'll be surprised if I PB. Okay, so that's when I need to talk to Penelope because she's going to tell me that Daisy's back. And Penelope, being a pest, thinks it's a good idea to communicate to your neighbor by whacking on the wall. Because who doesn't think that's a great idea? And again, she's gonna crack the shits at us, but this time she's a little bit more reasonable. So we actually ask about dreams. Though either option will unlock the third option of noise, which is going to be Daisy essentially complaining about Penelope being a pest. So Penelope's actually trying to communicate to Daisy in Morse code, but Daisy just sees her roommate being an absolute pain in the ass. Okay. Okay, and now it is time to actually use the invention Cromwell made. It's going to let us enter Penelope's dream and actually investigate and see what's happening. I was meant to talk to it. There we go. And this is the best thing. She gets mad at us saying that our invention won't work, but yet she thinks a mouse trap is going to stop this mystical being stealing her dreams. It's so stupid. Like that's the best thing about Chloe. She believes in all this sciencey stuff and doesn't accept that mystical things could be true, but then she believes in every fairy tale she reads. So she's really as sort of naive and innocent as Penelope, but tries to put on a serious face. There we go, cutscene. They're all asleep, nice and peaceful, and they still put the mouse trap on her head. Okay, while this is happening, I can actually move live split a little bit. Uh-oh. I did time skipping. Okay, now I can see the audio. Technically it's not allowed, but to be fair, I'm one of 2 runners who runs this game. And at the same time, I don't think it's a big issue if I did something that lost me time. Here we go. Okay, 12:19 isn't too bad. Ironically, going through both of those menus is quicker than just going through the save, which is really stupid. Because the save does not take long. Okay, Dreamwalk. So he's basically going to tell us that the criminal actually has this ability to walk through people's dreams. There we go. Now, normally what you're meant to do is you're meant to go talk to the fortune teller in the shopping plaza and find out what you actually need to dreamwalk yourself. But I already know what to do. And the game doesn't actually block you at this point. So what I need is the mushroom cookies, I need that bag, and I need the microwave in the condominium. And then after that, Mackenzie's essentially going to get high on shrooms. She's going to inhale the cooked shrooms and fall asleep. But by doing that, she'll gain the ability to dreamwalk essentially, and be able to enter dreams and inspect the culprits. Okay, and the first time we're in the dream world, we actually have to visit every location we have access to and see that there's no one else here in the dream world aside from us. After that, though, it becomes a little bit easier and we have less moving about to do. So literally, we actually have to go to every location. Uh-oh. Oh, crud. Yeah, touch detective. How are you going, Potato? I'm trying to get the world record for NG+, but I think I'm a bit too rusty to clench it. GLGL, you'll watch for a bit, but you don't want to spoil. Episode 3, yeah, fair. Now we've done all of that, we can just go home. Because we have no idea where the culprit went anyway. You're doing alright? Showering a little? Yeah, fair. Shah, oh, I'm honestly thinking of taking a good break from ASM now. How am I going? I'm going a lot better now. Shah really got to me earlier. I got like a 144 and it just drove me mad. Because 7-3 took like 5 minutes to get right. But I think it just sort of confirms to me that I should swap to NMW for the moment. But yeah, basically what we're finding out now, because I'm saying this mainly for Bamford because I know Potato know the story. Basically we're finding out that there was no one else in the dream world because we're little kids and we went to bed too early. So Cromwell's just told us stay up late, forehead. Yeah, short and no cutscene skips. Honestly, yeah. That's why I like NMW. It's a lot more driving. It improves my skills in that regard. Yeah, also, the only reason I'm doing all this now is because I didn't come here earlier. So basically Chloe's going to give us a bit of advice. She's going to tell us we can just make everyone go to sleep earlier by making them all bleary-eyed and exhausted. So then there'll be more witnesses when we're in the dream world. Derek's on good pace. Ooh. I hope he gets a good time, honestly. I love that. Mackenzie's just like, nope, I'm out of here. I don't want to hear your ideas, Chloe. And it's hilarious. I've read a review of this game, and this was the point that confused the reviewer, like what to do to make everyone go to sleep earlier. And what you're meant to do is, when you double click an item, you get to look at it more closely and hear Mackenzie's thoughts on it. When you click the butterfly, it tells you, oh god, I'm feeling all bleary-eyed and tired. I don't know what's more of a dead giveaway. Yeah, all we need to do is just make one person in every location tired. And then that's good enough to enter the dream world again on the second day. And now it's just Cromwell, and then we're going back to sleep. I'm trying to... Yeah, no. Second visit is the time to do it with Cromwell. Also... Nope. No. Unoptimal, losing time. Okay, there we go. Time to get some high on those shrooms again. Yeah, technically that pump that I picked up in the condominium last time I was in the dream world, this one, I have to get it repaired by Cromwell. I can either give it to him this time or I can give it to him next time. And I think it's something like 2 seconds faster if I give it to him now. Yeah, and there we go. Penelope's dream has been kidnapped again. And this time we actually track them down thanks to the witnesses. So you're meant to talk to this witness we created in the shopping plaza, and she'd say the thief was around here. But really we find them in Daisy's store. And we hear Daisy behind the curtain. Daisy's gone, but Penelope's clothes are there. So everything's pointing towards Daisy as the culprit here. And bam, if heart pounding. Yeah, I know. Oh, I love it. But who do you think the culprit is? Right now we've got a lot of evidence going towards Daisy. And literally the only thing we do before going back to the dream world is find out some more suspicious things about Daisy. So Penelope's clothes have been stolen. And this time I have to pick both options before she eventually says to me, just nick off. So right now it's all very much looking like it's going to be Daisy. Oopsie. Time to take those shrooms again. Before we do anything though, we're going to take that fixed pump. And this is the thing, you'd learn what to do by talking to Cromwell. He'd tell you that there are feathers on the pump, which implies that Beatrice uses it. So what you're meant to do is pump her up like a giant balloon, and then send your pet in to go steal Daisy's key. And she's too inflated to actually see. Oops. And we find Penelope's clothes. All of a sudden, the dream thief strikes. And they're there right there, trying to steal Penelope's dream in her door. So we're going to seal the exit. Alright, time to catch them. Oh, what the? I didn't go down. There we go. Here we go. Who is it? Who is the culprit? But even though it's a dream, Mackenzie doesn't want to jump off the edge. So instead, we're going to pop Beatrice and let her catch the criminal. Oh, I love it. Alright, who is it? Time to catch Daisy. Wait. It's the pastry chef. It was the pastry chef all along. The ultimate plot twist. Actually, now that I think about it, it's a shame. Uh-oh. No, I didn't mean to click that. But yeah, I think just through my own mucking around with the game, I've found 2 glitches so far. Both are what I call teleport glitch, which can let you teleport across the room to warp into an interior or to warp to a different room. I have found 2 instances where it occurs, but I imagine it can occur in a lot of other places. I just haven't tried it out yet. I have gotten one of them consistently, and I will probably pull it off a few times in the 3rd case. I think the trick that's underlying it, or at least what I think it is the game, it's sort of the game's way of getting you out of somewhere you're stuck. So while there is no way to clip out of bounds as far as I know, the game has sort of a fail-safe in case you do. It's sort of like, they were pretty sure you couldn't clip out of bounds, but on the off chance you could, they coded a fail-safe to get you to where you needed to go. So if the game thinks you're stuck at any point and can't actually move to the location you want to get to, it will just teleport you there. The instance where I use it is I get stuck in the fountain at the shopping plaza. I get stuck on the right hand side of it and I try and enter the fortune teller's house, and it will just warp me there. I think this part 2 is a bit slow. Like, it's sort of I guess it's the difference in perspectives. Because it's sort of me and one other person who used to we both sort of run the game. And he would always prefer NG Plus because you wouldn't have to do the tutorial and you wouldn't have to obviously deal with all the touch list things. But I preferred any % because it makes it more interesting. You don't have to... Like in NG Plus, you can just storm through all the things that you could accidentally touch and trigger a response to. In any %, you actually have to maneuver around it all, which makes it fun. You gotta be careful of like X item and this one here. And case 1. At 2854. Where does that put me on the ILs? I've got time, we're in a cutscene. Don't run out before then, I want to see. No. Damn it. Drats. I am world record is 27:32. So I lost about a minute. Case 2 is a very speedy case though. The hair in the top left. Oh. Penelope's hair. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. In the background. Damn it, now you're making me see it. Gosh, I'll have to change the background in the next cutscene. I'm guessing Derek's run didn't end too well, Potato. I don't know if this will PB, but it will be the first PB with these new splits. Yeah, essentially this case revolves around Penelope being kidnapped and us trying to track her down. And I love that gag. Cromwell wants to show off his teapot and Beatrice just sculls the cold tea without even caring. Penelope's hair, Craig, as God damn it, Potato. Ah, he got crusty. Oh no. Oh no, poor Derek. Oh. That just sucks. See, Chloe's such a pest. She wants to take over our detective agency. And it's a shame. This case is my absolute favourite in terms of the characters, the seriousness of the case. And it's the shortest though. There's a case that's like 30 minutes. Oh, the bust was BS. Oh, that's even worse. Damn it, that just sucks. I mean, if he's done it once, you'll be able to do it again though. Yeah, for anyone else who doesn't know, I'm picking up those items in a very particular order. Essentially, they're going to be the order in which I use the items. Because in this case, you get a lot of items, and scrolling through the items to get to previous items is a pain and loses time. Loses a lot more time than just picking them up in a better order here initially. So I start with the handkerchief because I'm going to use it the second I get to the shopping plaza and that'll be it. I won't need it anymore. I literally use it to clean this coin and that's all it's used for. The photo album is used all the way to the end of part 1. And the voucher is used early in part 2. Oh god. He posted the busting clips. Oh no. Touch Detective though. It's a shame though. He'll get it next time though, surely. Oh, also, the best thing about this whole interaction is we're just finding out Chloe was the one that broke into Penelope's room and trashed it. And ultimately, the important thing we need from this interaction is the banana peel. I'm gonna love Thousand Year Door. I mean, to be fair, I love Touch Detective because of the charm. But yeah, the funny thing is, all we actually need is the banana peel here. So realistically, when she's about to throw it on the ground now, we can take it and you'd think we could just take it and go. In actuality, if we don't do this next part, the game actually soft locks in about 5 minutes from now. So we actually have to make her slip over. We have to make... Oh, holy shit! Holy shit, Derek! Thank you for the 26 viewer host. Jesus. I just heard from Potato how your run ended. It just sucks, honestly. But hello, everyone. If you don't know me, I'm Kthram. Usually I do Simpsons Hit and Run, but today, after a bit of a bad run earlier, I sort of felt like doing my other speed game and seeing if I can get world record in the other category. It's not quite as exciting as Shah, but it's a nice sort of chill, sort of charmy game. Oh, it's a game with a lot of charm to it, and it's a game that I love. But aside from that, how did the rest of your stream go? Jesus, I wasn't expecting that. Thank you so much, though. The run missed part 1 cutscene skip? Jesus. Holy shit, you can definitely beat that. Oh, that reminds me. If I didn't make Chloe slip on the banana peel, he wouldn't show up and the game would be soft locked. 3:10:35. 40 seconds getting coins. Ah, because of that bullshit one. Because of the bullshit bust. Sub 3:10 though. That'll be soon, surely. Like, you'll definitely get it. Honestly, you'll probably get it within the next week. You're that close to it now. Oh, I just love this case. This is definitely my favorite case in the whole game. It's creepy as hell though, and it's terrifying. Basically our best, because I guess a lot of people didn't know the context of this case to start with. Our best friend got kidnapped and we're trying to find her. And I want to enter this door and show this person the book. So we've tracked our friend down to this planetarium and we're trying to find out if anyone's seen her. Yeah, sub 310's a huge milestone, honestly. I completely agree, Potato. Okay, so basically, the person we were talking to ran off after the planetarium show finished for the day, and now we're just tracking her down. Show it to him because it saves a tiny bit of time. You're over a minute behind in Marge. Jesus. And third try boat jump. Holy shit. You could get like a 305, honestly. Oh, whoops. There we go. Honestly, 305 would actually be doable, I'd say, for you at the moment, considering everything that went wrong there and the fact you still were 3:10:30. Also, this fortune teller is so useless, it's hilarious. the advice she gives us, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. That would require 0 big mistakes. True. And in a 3-hour run, that's unrealistic. Oops. There we go. I'll take that, Rainbow. Oh, I guess it's the first attempt at this. Yeah, no, that wouldn't be doable. Seven minutes? That's actually insane. I think my PB sum best difference in ASM at the moment is almost 10 minutes. 7 minutes over Hundo is insane. Oh, do I get the glitch? No, I don't get the glitch. I didn't get teleport glitch. Damn it. I'll try and show it off, but the hard part is there's no real point to use the consistent teleport glitch in case 2. Because really all you need to do is go to the planetarium on case 2 and save Penelope. And we're just basically getting all the weaponry we need to bust in. We're getting our teapots, which will net us a pair of tweezers, which will allow us to cause a short circuit. We're pure evil in this case, but it's also great. Okay. And, as dumb as this is, I need to feed my pets. Okay. Good. I did not lose a minute for a really dumb mistake. Because you have to actually come in here to unlock the planetarium, and it's... I always forget. To the point where on my splits for so long I had Enter Naked Bones, which is the name of the shop. Basically, the sus thing is they're buying clothes for the girls, supposedly, that are way too... Oh no! I forgot something. No! I forgot to get the chocolates. Okay, now I've got the chocolates. I need to bribe the little girl to give me information. Firstly, I need to bribe her with the chocolates, and then I need to bribe her with the toy. And then she basically tells us she's going to take us to Penelope, who's trapped inside. And I really hate this, because we're about to get taken to Penelope, and then Chloe interrupts and scares the girl off. So then now it becomes essentially we have to bust and sneak our way in. It starts with getting rid of Chloe, oddly enough, so she doesn't get in our way again. We help her with her silly plan, and when it backfires in her face, she's out of our hair. So her goal is to bribe the musician there, even though he has no real access to the planetarium himself. So it's a useless plan. our idea of bribing the girl who can go anywhere in the planetarium was better. No, don't give the coin to my pets. And it's funny, it looks like it's working, and then... Oh! She's ruined it. And now his music's ruined. Goodbye, Chloe. But no, we can't be rid of her that easily. Oddly enough. Best part is now she'll just walk in and go sleep on a couch in the planetarium. And she's out of our hair for the rest of the case. Now we need to distract this guy so he can sneak in. He's distracted. We're gonna trade tea for tweezers. And now we cause a blackout. Never mind the electrocution. Alright, and now here's the creepy part. We're about to get to where they're keeping Penelope. Essentially, she's been hooked up to a machine that forces her to act like a doll. And even worse is what their plan is next. He's gonna turn us into a doll. So right now he's about to head out and go find us to kidnap us as well. So what we're gonna do essentially to stop him interfering with us is destroy the whole planetarium from its control panels. We're gonna get a shitload of dust in them. And the way we do that, our pet coughs up its breakfasts. He thinks he's found a new star, but really the whole planetarium's collapsing. Sweet revenge. That's what you get for stealing our friend and kidnapping her. And he's so distraught that his lifelong dream is dead. Oh, now we got to get rid of the girl, and we'll trick her into playing hide and seek. I nearly picked hide. So she'll go away, and then we free Penelope. And what do you do when you got computer problems? Just try unplugging it. Alright, now it's time to break out. And that's, oddly enough, case 3. Oh, case 2. Unfortunately, they're not so keen to let us get away. So she's attacking Penelope right now, and Penelope being really weak from being dollified for like a week now. He's exhausted. Also something nightmare-inducing. Kids game. But how do we beat him? The banana peel. See ya, loser. Oh, whoops, I completely missed that. Sorry, Potato. Your ISM summer best difference is 7 minutes. I'm sorry. I got distracted with the game. I love that case so much. But yeah, I know that 6 or 7 minutes is a good difference between sum of best and PB for ISM. I'm just very bad. I'm not consistent enough with my time save, honestly. No worries. And... oop. Oh, what's that as a case 2? That is... oh, pff, no. Okay. Okay, as a case 2, that was... at your level, you think it should be a 4 to 6 minute difference. Honestly, fair. Yeah, I think I lost the world record again. That was a 23. That was a 23:31. Yeah, so about a minute behind the world record for that level. I don't know if I will get NG plus world record. I've made a few mistakes, I'm a little rusty. We'll see how we go though. We'll finish the run off and have a bit of fun with it. Also, I love the thoughts. Mackenzie's just terrified about the poor phone and how the phone's gonna get broken by Chloe standing on it. I'm trying to actually think what your sum of best would be. Oh, your sum of best would be a 122. I think a 127 would be 127 would be fair as a PB with that sum of best, I think. Okay, case 3 isn't quite as exciting as case 2 was. It's much more of sort of freeing the snow fairy from the skating ring. So it's a lot more laid back than the previous one was. The stakes aren't nearly as high. But then the stakes sort of get high in the last one. Because even though the case name says assault up there, initially we think it's a murder. So the clients come to us and they're worried that they're going to be murdered because they're an eyewitness. There we go, we're in the ice skating ring. It was here the whole time. We just couldn't access it before the third case. You don't really want to spoil anymore? Fair. Thanks for the good luck, Potato. Oh god. Oh, I should have done the command. I should have done the command during the cutscene so I could see what my own PB was. Okay. This is the most infuriating person to talk to though. He has options upon options and you gotta pick each one correctly. Closing the skating ring. And then it is keep the skating ring open. And then fairy. Oh, there we go. I cannot tell you how many times I've lost any percent runs just to that. If you pick the wrong options, you can actually lose 1 minute to 2 minutes on this. Because he just waffles on if you pick the wrong option. It's just absurd. Basically, we're trying to make him see the fairy, but he can't see it. And we can only barely sense it ourselves, so we can't really help with that. So, we go get Penelope. But now Barnaby's left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oops. Once we tap that 6 times and we give that to Penelope, she stays around while we go get Barnaby again. Okay, I'm gonna try and do the Cromwell glitch now. Well, teleport skip. Let's see if I can get it. Ah, that's it. If you hug against that couch, the game can potentially think you're stuck in some sort of soft lock and just teleports you straight into Cromwell's room. Basically, Cromwell just tells us that only people who truly believe in fairies can actually see them. And us, since we're sort of mixed on it, on whether we can see the fairy or not, we can only barely sense its presence. However, Chloe, who likes to pretend she's all serious, can see the fairy fine because she believes in all those fairy tales still. Despite appearing more serious than Penelope, she's just as naive in a way and childlike. In short, you're still a kid. Okay. And now Chloe's going to make everything worse as she usually does. So what we do is we're going to ask about his diet. And she'll essentially scare him. He'll shiver with how scared he is, and he'll make the place warmer, making it more unbearable for the fairy. And now, Chloe will suggest 3 plans in order to get him out. Now the funny thing is, no matter which one we choose, we're stuck doing them in the order that Chloe wants them to be done. So we try the first one, which won't work, the second one, which won't work, and the third one, which will work eventually. She overrules no matter what we vote. Even if we vote with Penelope to make it snow, which is the correct answer. I just picked make it snow because it's slightly faster. In the end, it doesn't matter, we'll fatten Barnaby up as the first option. Okay. And we're going to use our pet Fungi. He's going to go swimming and catch us some fish. But because Barnaby's a cheapskate, he doesn't actually have real fish. He has packets of fish. Like fish sticks or whatever that you heat up in the microwave. And there we go. Fungi brought us a feast. And instead of petting him after he's shivering, we go talk to Barnaby. Oh, whoops. We feed him the cold one. But because it's so cold, it just makes him colder. And in response, he warms up the place even more. That's when Chloe essentially says, "Hey, it's not my fault. You should have heated up the food first." So, we're gonna go get cooked food. There's a nice little microwave up here, so we'll just go heat it up. Give him some heated up fish sticks. Oops. Yeah, so now we've heated up the food. It should be good. He should be fattened up, and he won't close down the skating ring, but that's not how it works. Because it turns out all his food is like multiple years past the expiration dates. So there goes that option of fattening Barnaby up. It didn't work. And the best part is he knows that the stuff was overdue and was going to get food poisoning from it, but he still kept it and bought it anyway. And the reason why he kept it was for all these contests that the packets were advertising. But they're all null and void. So all that's essentially done is just made the place really warm. Oh, whoops. Damn it, I was meant to talk to Chloe one more time. Basically, she tells us which plan we're moving on to next. And what we decide to do is we go get a freezer, because the freezer's going to be nice and cold. Fortunately, the pastry chef from the first case, she's willing to lend us her freezer. And the only thing we have to do in return is help her run a pastry party. Which means just talking to specifically 10 other people across town. Again, it's a very specific group of people. I don't have the list on me, but I do remember all of them. And we should, if I don't choke it, pull off teleport glitch for the first time. Oh, whoops, talk to her. Okay. Okay, oh, I'm choking it. Nah, I choked it. Ah, well. Damn it. Basically, you warp essentially from one side of the fountain into this room. Okay, specifically the park next. I need to talk to this person and I need to talk to Penelope and let them both know about the party. Next, I need to let the little girl know from the last case, because while the astronomer got arrested, she didn't. And I need to specifically let Beatrice know, and the person that's in room 202, as well as Cromwell. Cromwell's an easy one to talk to. Damn. It's nice when I can pull off the glitch in Cromwell, but it's much harder to get for some reason. I think I need a more consistent lineup. Okay, and the good thing about the party being ready, we get to take the chili sauce, and she tells us the freezer's ready. Before we finish the case, or before we finish this part, we're going to go grab a hot dog. But first we swap the hot sauce, the tomato sauce with chili sauce. Hot dogs. And oddly enough, just picking the right options for these 3 questions actually speeds it up a little bit. Irregardless of what we pick, he's always going to give us a hard bun and 1 hot dog. But picking those just speeds it up a bit. And we've got a plain hot dog. Fortunately, we snagged the ketchup so we can put it on. Oh, I wasn't meant to give it to her. I was meant to tell her that the freezer's ready. But the fairies, even though Penelope thinks that it's impossible for the fairy to make it all the way to the freezer, the fairy's willing to try. but it can't make it. And it's essentially fallen unconscious. So now the whole skating rink's essentially melting. We need to heat him up quickly so that he cools the place down. And yeah, we're essentially going to exploit the hot sauce we just swapped earlier. We're first going to sort of tempt him with the hot dog so that he wants to go outside and get some for himself. And he'll get hot sauce on it. Rip him. And now it's nice and cool again. But he's still unconscious. And he's actually calling out for Chloe. So now what we've got to do is essentially track down Chloe because she's run off. And she should be right here. Yep. We tell her that he's cursing her. And she walks off. She'll meet us again back at the park, but before then, we'll go pick up Cromwell's machine that simulates snow to just bring a bit of relief to the fairy. But first, before we catch Chloe, we sort of get the confirmation that it's not a curse. And the best part about this is Chloe comes back because the fairy wanted him. And the fairy hurls abuse at her. The fairy calls her ugly, fat, and stupid as well. But then we essentially make Chloe be the one that gives him the relief. And this is where we sort of come onto the last plan, the one that was always going to work, making it snow. Oops, there we go. And now, Chloe gets the idea to go summon an angel. Don't melt away. She's so morbid. Okay, so now we're basically just going to go catch Chloe talking to the fortune teller and then go meet her at the condominium where she's going to try and conduct the ritual. But due to her actions in the last case, where she broke into Penelope's room and trashed it, Beatrice the landlady isn't too happy with her. And Chloe doesn't want Chloe doesn't want Beatrice to know she's around. Because it turns out she pecked her. What did you do? As if she forgot what happened in the last case. So our goal is essentially now to get onto the rooftop and then call Chloe back. The way we do that is we make Beatrice essentially do the laundry. We give her a nice hot dog. And she makes a mess of herself. So she goes to clean her clothes. And all we have to do is just leave and re-enter and the washing will be done. And bada bing bada boom, we're up on the roof. And basically now we trick her to go have a nap. We say, oh, we'll watch the laundry, you just go have a nice rest. Meanwhile, what we actually do is we go get Chloe. And Chloe, while we were hard at work, was just snoozing. Now, before we go up to the roof to try and summon the angel, we talk to Penelope once, so that this scene with Chloe happens. So she comes and takes Penelope. But here comes Chloe to head moment number 3, or whatever number we're at now, I've lost count. She forgets the spell to summon the angel. Oh, crud. I gotta fix that with OBS. If I misclick slightly, OBS jumps in front of the game and I can't click it. So basically she says, please go find out the spell. I've forgotten it because I'm a two-head. But not quite as nicely as I just put it. Okay, shopping plaza. Let's try that glitch again. Ah, it didn't work. Basically, she catches us trying to get it for Chloe because Chloe forgot. And she's like, no, I'm not going to tell you. Go find it out yourself. And the people we have to talk to find out what the spell is Lindsay from the planetarium. And then Cromwell. And it turns out that what this whole thing is it's not a proper spell, it's a song from a TV show. It's just that Chloe doesn't know that and believes it's a real spell. But because of what the fortune teller is essentially going to tell us, it doesn't matter where the spell comes from. In the Touch Detective world, it only matters if the person actually believes in the spell. And Chloe definitely believes in its units. So we get a little bit of a long-winded explanation. And then we come up to the first and only bit of RNG in the main categories, 80% and NG+. 100% there's a lot more RNG to it. You've got to hope certain characters spawn, and that is random. But this is the main bit of randomness. We've got to chant the spell, and we've got to essentially pick the right option to fill in the blank in the line. And the order of those options, aka the position of the correct option, is random. It changes every run. There we go. We've got the full spell. Magical, Radical, Miracle, Angel, Lyrical, Cynical, La-di-la-lu-la. Okay, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful with this. I can't just click the right one straight away. I need to check which one's right. Okay, option 3. This one. And there we go. So what the spell actually does is it essentially transforms someone into an angel. So now Penelope will act as an angel, flutter her wings and make it snow. And with that, the snow fairy can escape the skating ring. Uh-oh. No, game. Unintentional time skipping. So after all this time, we can actually finally hear the Snow Fairy's voice. And it turns out that he and Chloe have a thing for each other. I'm actually going to pull up the world record run and take a look at their splits real quickly. Because at this point, the case is essentially done. There's no more options. But the issue is the last case is generally half an hour. So while PB is on the table, I don't know... I don't know if world record is possible. Yeah, I'm going to be roughly a minute behind world record going into the final case. Yeah, and they got a 29. So it's going to be hard to world record. I can get within a minute of it though. And next time I could almost definitely beat it. Yeah, case 1 was the big difference. I was a minute slower. last cutscene. So currently I am 56 seconds behind world record. They had a 1:24.23. Oh, sorry, yeah, 56 seconds, not 46. I think 33 case 3. Not terrible. Generally I'd like 31 or 32s. Oh, it's a 32. It's a 3254. It's not terrible. And now suddenly Chloe's there. I can check real quickly what I am based on my own PB. Like, while I don't have splits here, it's because last run I did wasn't on emulator, so I didn't have a proper live split file. I am a minute 30 ahead. So as long as they don't horribly choke this, I should get a good solid PB. Oh, shoot, I forgot this routing is a little bit weird. What do I do specifically? Oh yeah, first I talk to Penelope. I get details on the case. Oh, nope. I accidentally went up to the top screen. And I take that. So essentially she saw someone, she heard a big bang, and then the person that she saw get murdered essentially collapsed. Okay, there we go. So we needed to go talk to Penelope and get this stamp card. Circus is now unlockable. And the really annoying thing is, there's a certain character that we need to interact with. And if I open the letter, they disappear until later on in the game. So while it's awkward to leave now, it's actually slightly faster to do this than have to just suddenly leave the circus later on. And specifically Dover who leaves. I need him to break this toy. Because once it's broken, I get a battery from it, and I need that battery later. There we go. Cromwell can't fix the toy, so instead all we get is the battery back. And now we can open the letter, which ends up being a threatening one. Okay, so now we're just essentially going to find out that the person isn't actually dead. He's just injured and in a coma. But the circus master's a bit of a jerk. He doesn't care about his performers. If one's in a coma, he doesn't mind. Bit of a piece of work, in my opinion. So right now, if I wanted to go find Dover, I wouldn't be able to. That's why I had to do that earlier, even though I end up coming back here now. So she'll tell me that the fortune teller left in a huff. And the only information I need from her is who the other ex-circus members are, which includes Dover, Lugal, Beatrice, and Shorty, who runs the hot dog stand. There we go. Once we get that information, we can actually go back to the circus because something's changed. While we were gone, someone else got attacked. And specifically this time, it's not just Circus Member A, it's Johnny, the star of the show. He's been attacked. Oh, bugger it, I forgot to pick up an item. It's fine, that'll lose me. Oops. Oh god, no. Emulator messing with me. Okay, there we go. Fixed. Yeah, what I was meant to do was I was meant to pick up something from the first part of the circus first. So this part, I go in and I grab the gramophone. Okay, now I've got everything I need. And it turns out Chloe was the one who put up all this tape. So it's all fake, just Chloe wanting to be a detective. Oh my god. And the circus master's pretty pissed off that she put all this mess everywhere. So now we have to clean it up. Now he's going to give us information about Johnny. And it turns out the victims were fleas. And then this is Johnny, the star of the show. And Chloe's pretty mad. So in order to actually listen to the fleas, which is what we're going to do next, we needed this. We needed that item I picked up just before this one. Because now we can amplify their sound. So they're basically just going to give us a hint to look at our items, even though we've already done it. Okay. Johnny was there at the time of the attack. And we can see that the flea was actually the person that Penelope saw. So while we want to figure out who's committing these assaults, it's probably best we go let Penelope know first that everything's fine, she can go out safely. Because right now she thinks there's someone roaming around trying to kill people, and that she could be next. So that was why we needed the battery. And now we just go catch the culprit. And now that we've done that once, we don't need to tap it again. And turns out it was actually Punk, this flea, that hurt Johnny. Turns out he's going to try and escape the circus and was worried Johnny would get in the way. However, the circus master heard with us, and he decides to lock Johnny away, Punk away. He calls it the training room, but it's essentially flea torture jail, which is horrible. He chucks them in the box and he shakes them up and down, startling them and ingraining that jumping to escape isn't possible. It's horrible. But, fortunately, case is solved. World record at 157? Oh geez, we've just... No, sorry, it's a 153. We've destroyed this world record. Now we just go let Penelope know that everything's safe. Pink fluffy oxygen. Penelope, her ditzy self as always. And we did it. We solved our 4 cases. We can get our details written to the Great Detective Society and our list added to those of legends. Hey, we did it. GG. The names of our creators. And they're looking up at these many creators. And the case isn't over yet. We got you baited. Okay, I think we're looking at about a 155. Fortunately, there isn't too much we have to do outside of the circus in this part. It's now just catching up on who's actually doing these murders, because it's not Punk. In fact, turns out someone actually attacked Punk. But Punk's still alive. The circus master thinks he's dead. And he's not self-inflicted. He didn't kill himself, so they now know that the fleas are in danger. So the fleas are going to be moved somewhere safe. And we choose to hide them away in the flea house. Try and keep them safe, essentially. But poor circus member A is still stuck there. Okay, before we do anything else though, we need to trigger with 3 precise clicks that phrase, "Is it a sealed room?" Because only by being able to call that murder site a sealed room do we get Chloe and Penelope to help us. No, she's at the park. Or did I get that wrong and she was in the shopping? She is in the shopping plaza, heck. I'm joking, I'm flubbing it. See, the sealed room is what convinces her to join. And the really dumb thing about what we're about to see now is both her and Penelope go there, and the circus master, if you talk to him there, he's meant to be on guard. And his defense when we ask about the 2 people he let through, where, oh, I let 2 people through, but I noted that they went through. Okay, that's what I want to do. Shaking, shaking, shaking. Then I want to talk to Chloe. We get that phrase about the earthquakes. And then the boy flea will come out of the house. Because essentially the rest of the fleas are going to offer him up as bait to the assaulter. Mackenzie, angry, does something that reveals how the criminal was assaulting the fleas. Essentially, they're horrible, these other fleas. They've tricked the boy to go out there and practice, despite the risk. And by flicking, shaking the house, she realizes that that's how. They're grabbing the training room and shaking it. So the fleas get tossed around and injured. But, so to keep the rest of the fleas safe, we're going to use the crime scene tape and stick them down so they can't be grabbed and shook anymore. But, oh, I'm meant to be able to leave. There we go. Someone has dropped an anvil on top of all the fleas, killing them all. Rip fleas. And we find out that the culprit was right out here and was dangling that anvil down before he cut the rope loose. This will scare Penelope off. Because the anvil nearly landed on her as well. So she gets terrified and runs away. Now we just need to get rid of Chloe. And the fleas will reveal a bit more. There we go. So the fleas will reveal a little bit about the actual culprits. The fact that they look like a frog, a princess, and a prince. This leads Chloe to go down a fairy tale story, The Frog Prince. And she runs off as well. At that point we can just actually solve the murder. And again, we try to run away because we don't want to deal with Chloe. And because I did not make the boards, the time for final split is when she says, when I click after this case has been solved for the final bit. So it's like a second or two different to how I time it. We'll see how this goes though. It's looking like it might... I think world record is impossible, but a good PB is still very doable. She's basically telling us the story of the Frog Prince. And then... and who did it? So she's being a bit of a jerk to us, and we'll just solve it here by hearing more from the fleas. The boy is trying to essentially save the circus on his own, being the only uninjured flea left. Meanwhile, the circus master went and got more fleas to replace the injured ones. So now his mentality is that I'll just keep replacing fleas as they get hurt. He doesn't care who the culprit is anymore. So what he demands to us is he won't listen to any more investigation until we bring him the culprits. But when we go to get the culprits... By the way, spoilers, it's Dover. We'll find that Dover isn't there. And now we can go back and essentially say to him, we can't bring Dover to you, but we know it was Dover. And we have to say no, otherwise he'll just tell us to go bring Dover to him again. And now we learn Dover's backstory. Turns out that he's a tattoo sort of performer. He had the tattoos of the frog, the princess, and the prince on his back. And he was acting out with it. He hates the fleas because a flea bit one of his tattoos, humiliating him in front of everyone on stage at one point. He was forced to leave the circus in shame. Of course, the circus master doesn't care, and he's falling asleep. We need to wake the circus master up, or Dover will keep attacking us and the fleas. But the reason why he's even more mad at fleas is because he came back when the circus returned and said, "I want to come back," only to be told that only fleas were being accepted. But the circus master's fallen asleep again, not caring. And this time we can't wake him up. But it's the boy flea. Oh, holy! Thank you for the 5 bits, not the doctor. How are you going? Oh, the poor boy flea. Nope. But he can jump again. He's gotten over his training in the circus and now can escape Dover. But there it is, the most dangerous animal in the world, Carbonog. Only the circus master has been able to tame him. And it turns out that he was under the hat the whole time. The circus master had no idea where Carbonog was. And, to beat Dover, we just set Carbonog on him. And there goes Dover. Doing pretty well, been wanting to play the clarinet again after 5 years of not playing. Honestly, playing musical instruments is a lot of fun. It's definitely worth getting back into if you want to. But also, clarinet's hard. Oh! Rip boy flea. So, wishing you all the best for that. You must be really talented to be able to play the clarinet, honestly. The only reason you stopped playing is because yours didn't seem to work properly? Oh, that's a shame. I'm guessing you must have taken it to a shop or something to get it fixed. Oh. There. PB. Two-minute PB, roughly. I think that's 2 minutes 30. Oh, 1 minute 44. So I didn't improve my position. And GG. Haven't got the chance, but would like to when things get better. Oh, true, at the moment you wouldn't be able to take it to a shop. Damn, that's unfortunate. I think I used to play the violin back when I was in high school. I've still got mine, but I'd probably need to tune it really severely. You did buy another clarinet online though? Fair. That makes a lot of sense. Looks nice. That's good. That's honestly good. Ah, that was a lot of fun doing Touch Detective again. I love this game. It's not necessarily the most active speedrun, and it's not necessarily the most. It's hard to really say. It's not necessarily the best speed game, but it's a lot of fun nonetheless for me. But yeah, just in case you didn't know, instead of Cromwell sending off Mackenzie's investigation report to get approved by the Great Detective Society, he sent off her touch list, which was essentially just her rating on things she had touched along the way.